Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we pull back the curtain on what companies are really telling us, and boy do we have a repurchase program to decode today. We are diving into a filing from Venu Holding Corporation, a company whose stock trades publicly, which means they have to tell us what is going on, and this particular report has a twist that might interest a lot of investors. Before we jump in, if you love getting clear insights from these dense corporate documents and want to stay ahead of the curve, make sure you are subscribed. And if you enjoy discussing these insights with fellow enthusiasts, check out our Discord community linked in the description below to join the conversation. Alright, so Venu Holding Corporation is the company in question, and this particular report is a Form 8K, which is basically a heads up about a significant event that has happened recently. And for Venu, it is all about getting ready to buy back some of their own stock. What does this mean exactly? Well, the company's board of directors gave the green light to buy back up to $10 million worth of their own common stock. This is a pretty big deal. Imagine a company deciding it thinks its own stock is a good investment, and that it is worth buying it back from the market. This usually signals that management believes the stock is undervalued or that they want to return value to shareholders. Now, this buyback program has a specific expiration date. It is set to end on the 31st of December of 2026. So they've got some time to execute this plan. The way they can do this is pretty flexible. They can buy shares on the open market, kind of like any investor would, or they can do private deals. This gives them a lot of maneuverability to get the best prices and to do it in a way that is compliant with all. The rules, the company also mentioned they might use something called Rule 10b-18 plans, which is a technical way of saying they will manage these buybacks within specific regulatory guidelines to avoid any funny business, and they can also use Rule 10b-5 to run plans which are arranged trading plans for buying back stock. This particular report doesn't go into the nitty-gritty of specific numbers for the buyback, just the authorization itself, as this is a current report on an event that just happened. Let's talk about that common stock though. This is the core ownership in Venu Holding Corporation, and the company is saying that they believe this stock is valuable enough to spend up to $10 million of its own money to acquire more of it. This is a strategic move. It is not just about spending money, it is about signaling confidence in the business future and potentially boosting the stock price by reducing the number of shares available. One interesting tidbit here is that Venu Holding Corporation has checked the box identifying itself as an emerging growth company. This means it has some regulatory flexibility, and it suggests that it is likely a younger company still growing and establishing itself in the market. This buyback program could be a sign of a maturing company looking to optimize its capital structure and return value to its early investors. The report is signed by J. W. Roth, who is the Chief Executive Officer and Chairman. This is the person at the top leading the company and approving these significant financial decisions. It is always good to see who is signing off on these big moves, as it provides a face to the strategic decisions being made. Now, looking at this filing in simple terms, Venu Holding Corporation is essentially saying they have $10 million to invest back into their own stock. They're not forced to buy it, or they can stop or pause at any time, and the actual amount they buy will depend on things like the stock price market conditions. And if they have enough cash available, this isn't a declaration of a guaranteed buyback of $10 million. It is an authorization to do so with flexibility. So what does this mean for Venu Holding Corporation? On one hand, it shows confidence from leadership that the company is performing well or has good prospects ahead. Buying back stock can reduce the number of outstanding shares, which can potentially increase earnings per share, making the stock appear more attractive, and it can also give a little boost to the stock price because of increased demand. On the other hand, we do not have the specifics of their financial health. In this particular report, this is an 8K, which is for current events, not a full financial statement like a 10Q or 10. Okay, while the buyback signals strength, we would need to dig into their regular financial filings to see if they have the actual cash flow to support this program comfortably, and if this buyback is strategically sound given their overall financial picture. It is like saying you want to buy a fancy car, but we need to check your bank account to see if you can actually afford it for Venu. This is a positive sign, a signal of proactive management aiming to enhance shareholder value. However, it is essential to remember that this is just one piece of the puzzle. A company's stock performance and overall health depend on many factors like its products, its market position, its competitors, and its ability to innovate, in our opinion. This buyback authorization is a good step, but it warrants further investigation into Venu's underlying financial performance and growth strategy before making any investment decisions. We will be keeping an eye on their upcoming financial reports to see how this buyback unfolds and what impact it has on their financials. Alright, that is our breakdown of Venu Holding Corporation's latest filing. What is your take on this stock repurchase program and what they signal for the company's future drop? Your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.